Hey, you want to see something that's going to blow your mind? I'm here with Nick Brana and Kurt Metzger. So The Simpsons, this was from 2010. So now we find out that Big Pharma and the government have been colluding to lie to us about everything, right? Just like they always have. But for some reason, everybody on the left and all my comedian friends thought that Big Pharma and the government stopped lying around COVID. I don't know why.
Right after OxyContin. They
right after they got everybody in the country hooked on heroin, they then stopped lying. After they stopped putting asbestos in baby powder and marketing it to poor black people, after that, they stopped lying to us about COVID. They stopped lying about vaccine. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, they said, come on, guys, this is important, this one. Now, we made a lot of money,
and
but this one...
Tip of the hat to all my comedian friends who told people to trust the science and stop reading. Because that's what they told. If you're a comedian, you told the crowd, stop doing your own research. What you're telling them is to stop reading. And you're now a willing tool, unpaid, of Big Pharma against other people trying to get informed. So that's what happened. And all my comedy friends did that. Okay? Just so you know. All of them. I can't think of one who fucking didn't.
Wait, was one of them a writer of The Simpsons at this time? When
yes.
This was written?
Yeah. So watch this. This is from 2010. And you tell me if you don't feel like a chump after watching this.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah. A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is so...
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
We certainly believe in testing, but Wow. Oh, yeah.
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already. House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak pattern. So petter beware, that warm body on your lap just might be ready to destroy your tender fiddles. Springfielders are advised to stay tuned for more information if they experience any of the following symptoms: mild thirst, occasional hunger, tiredness at night.
I wouldn't have got this joke if I saw this back then.
I don't think I would have either.
Was SARS around or something?
I don't know.
I'd be like, I don't get it. In 2010, I didn't even...
I remember the swine flu as a kid. Now, this is in the 70s, and then they rolled out the swine flu vaccine. And then they unrolled it out. Yeah, because what happened? What happened with the swine flu? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube, but it wasn't good. Like your worst nightmare came true after everyone was assured that the swine flu was fantastic. The president was on TV taking the everything, and then all of a sudden, oh no, turns out not so good.
Oh,
and then just
does the
like
president have a strong immune system, and that's how he's.
And so I, if you can watch that and not feel like a chump, then good for you. You probably sleep better than I do.
I'm shocked that one name in particular I won't mention that I think was working on this at the time. Who should know better?
Who should know better?
Yeah,
you're talking about Dana Gould.
Yeah. Wasn't this his?
He was wasn't he the executive producer then? I'm pretty sure. But he's again. I don't know how you could write for The Simpsons and then be against Medicare for all. It's just not going to work. That's what he said. And I'm talking about him.
Oh, thanks, Dana.
Yeah, and, be for funding Nazis in Ukraine, and then be for every stupid COVID policy without question, after you could write and produce this. That's how could you produce this and then not have one question? I've said this about the COVID policy. Like my comedian friends, they're supposed to be the biggest skeptics in the world, and they all stopped around COVID because most of them are pussies, and they didn't want to be seen as Trumpers for actually thinking for themselves, right? And so, I've lost my train of thought. God damn it!
Well, you guys have seen all the other things that The Simpsons has predicted, right?
Those are a lot of times
like 9/11,
not real.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, they predicted
as president.
Yes,
but a lot of those are overblown because I remember looking into it. But this one, don't look overblown.
So my comedian friends, they know that politicians are all bought and corrupted by corporations, and you can't believe a word they're saying. They're all horrible liars, and they know that big pharma are the most evil motherfuckers who got the country hooked on heroin and then put asbestos and baby powder, and they're the most corrupt, evil pieces of shit in the world. But somehow when they come together with government, they make beautiful babies. Not a question. You still go to my comedian friends to Facebook and Twitter. They've not one question about COVID, not one question about the criminal Fauci and the criminal Collins, not one question about the Barrington Declaration, not one question about natural immunity and why did they lie about ivermectin so hard? Not one question. Are either they've all of a sudden turned into the most incurious people in the history of the world, or most of those comedians are just fucking scared wimp pussies.
But once you get your...
And let me just say this. Thanks for the lane, you guys. Still go to their channels. Go to their Twitter feeds. They still don't have a question. But who are they angry at? They're angry at people like me who have pointed out that they're being lied to. So just like my theory, America is full of adult children of alcoholics. They don't get mad at Big Pharma or Fauci or Biden or the government for lying to you about COVID. What they do get angry at is people like me who point out that they're being lied to. That's what adult children of alcoholics do, and that's what pretty much, I guess, every one of my friends in comedy is, another adult child of an alcoholic, because they're angry at me, the powerless, and they're not angry at the powerful who made $100 billion lying to you at every turn. What didn't they lie about? They lied about masks. They lied about herd immunity. They lied about natural immunity. They lied about early treatments. They lied about ivermectin. They lied about where the virus came from. They lied about funding the virus. They invented it and they lied about it. They lied about transmission. They lied about everything. The European Parliament just got a Pfizer executive to admit they never even tested the vaccine to see if it stopped transmission. That's what the executive at Pfizer said in testimony. That's not what I'm saying. And so you're still angry at people who think for themselves and question authority. Yes, they are. That's what. And again, where are all the writers from The Simpsons coming out with their critiques of the COVID policy? They're nowhere to be found.
Now that the blue wall has been erected, maybe they'll calm down some and not,
I saw Dana Gould doing comedy, and he said, "I trust the science." He said that.
You told me the joke was even dumber than that.
It was a dumb. He said, "I trust the science of my zipper works." Okay, that's not science. That's engineering. And by the way,
and keep an eye on it. Sometimes stuff gets caught.
Sometimes it doesn't work all the time.
For you don't have that issue. You ever
have your zipper fall apart? You have to. I just trust it's working. No, it's not. It's open like this, Jimmy. No, I'm trusting.
I guess when you got no balls, you don't got to worry about getting them caught.
You don't have to, if you don't have any balls, you don't have to worry about getting them caught. You don't trust science. Science works by being questioned. That's how it progresses, which is why we know about E equals MC squared, because Einstein questioned Newton's theory of gravity. He didn't accept it. He didn't trust it. He questioned it. And guess what doesn't mind being questioned? The truth. It's a lie that doesn't like being challenged. So when you tell your audience to trust science, you're telling them to be dumb and stop reading. You're now the lady in the Bill Hicks bit. Hey, what you reading for? That's what you are when you tell people to trust science. You're the anti-intellectual moron you think you're wagging your finger at. No, you're actually the ignoramus on purpose, and you're yelling it out so everyone gets a good look at it. You don't trust science. You don't have faith in science. You question it. Even a dumb guy like me knows that. So how do you feel now being dumber than Jimmy Dore? Wow, that's got to be pretty embarrassing. Anything you'd like to add to this, Nick, about this video? That's stunning.
You know, they don't actually mean don't question the science. They mean don't question the governments and agencies that are interpreting it for political reasons. That's what they mean, because you can't question science. Questioning is literally the scientific method. And so what they're actually saying is don't question these agencies that are completely corporate controlled by big pharma and the big pharma corporations themselves and the media that delivers the message and, you know, tells you not to ask about any of these things that you mentioned. That's what they're saying. Don't question that.
It's mental. Hey, we're doing live stand-up comedy shows. We're going to be in Austin, Texas, November 19th and 20th, November 26th in Burbank, California. Plus, in December, every Friday, we're going to be in Studio City at Two Roads Theater. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all our tickets and become a premium member while you're there to get all our videos unedited.